That call at 3 in the morning. It hit me like an electric shock straight through my chest. I can still remember the sound vibrating in the darkroom, and the immediate feeling that something terrible was about to happen. If you've ever received a message, or heard a voice that made your whole body freeze, then you'll understand exactly what I felt that night. I had been alone for weeks, trying to convince myself that the past was finally behind me. But the past always finds a way back. When I looked at my phone screen, my stomach dropped. It was a number I had blocked, deleted, forgotten. Or at least, I thought I had forgotten. But somehow, it was there, calling, insisting, at 3 in the morning. And I had no idea what I was about to uncover. I answered without even breathing. Hello. Nothing. Just a low sound, like someone breathing on the other end. Heavy. Familiar. My heart was pounding so hard it felt like it was going to crack my ribs. Who's there? The silence continued. And that was worse than any answer. For a few seconds, I thought maybe it was just a prank, a mistake, just paranoia. But then, a sentence. Short. Low. Almost a whisper. You weren't supposed to leave, Mick. I froze. My whole body recognized that voice before my mind could accept it. It was him. The one name I swore I would never say again. And just as I was about to hang up, I heard something even worse. There's someone with you. Someone who knows you better than you think. And the call dropped. I just sat there, phone in hand, while the room spun around me. That voice wasn't supposed to exist in my life anymore. But in that moment, everything in me knew it wasn't a mistake. It was a warning. And I had no idea how that call was about to turn into the worst day of my life. I spent the rest of the night wide awake, with my heart stuck in my throat and the feeling that someone was watching my every move. The apartment felt different, colder, tighter. Like the walls were slowly closing in on me. Every sound felt suspicious. The wood creaking. The fridge kicking on. Even my own breathing sounded too loud. I kept trying to convince myself it was just my anxious mind. But then I remembered the phrase. Someone there with you. Someone. What do you mean someone? I lived alone. I always lived alone. At least, after what happened with him. But the more I tried not to think about it, the more my body started shaking. He had my documents, my old numbers, my photos, my addresses. He had everything. And now, he had my new number. How? How did he get it? I needed answers. But part of me knew that looking for the truth would open a door I had fought so hard to keep closed. At 7 a.m., when the sunlight was just starting to come through the window, my phone buzzed again. A message. From an unknown number. You shouldn't have answered. Now he knows you're here. I felt my whole body freeze. Who sent that? Was it him? Or someone else? Someone trying to warn me? Someone already inside my life? I replied. Who are you? The answer came within seconds. Stay away from the window. He's watching. My heart almost stopped. I stood up slowly, like any sudden movement would draw attention from outside. I closed the curtain with a shaking hand. That's when the third message came. I'm sorry, Mick. I tried to protect you. But tonight, he found out everything. I didn't know whether to scream, cry, run, or just collapse on the floor. Protected from what? Found out what? What was this person talking about? And most of all, who was he? The same one from the call? Or someone even worse? I had no idea. But I was about to find out. At 11 a.m., someone knocked on my door. 3 slow knocks. Tock, tock, tock. I felt my whole body freeze. It wasn't a neighbor. It wasn't a delivery. It wasn't anyone who should even know where I lived. I looked through the peephole and nearly stumbled backward. It was Raphael. The last man I had been involved with after I ran from my previous relationship. He wasn't supposed to be there. I never told him where I lived. I never said I wanted to see him. And worse, Raphael never knocked calmly. He was impulsive, intense. But there. He looked like someone else. Quiet. Still. As if he had been waiting for that exact moment. I opened the door just a few inches. Rafa. What are you doing here? He lifted his eyes slowly. With a strange smile. Almost too gentle. I need to talk to you, Mick. A knot formed in my stomach. About what? He stepped forward. About the call you got this morning. My blood turned cold. How do you know about that? He lowered his gaze. Took a deep breath. And said the one sentence that flipped everything upside down. Because I'm the one who sent the messages. My heart started racing. You're kidding, right? He shook his head, serious. I had to warn you. But I couldn't say it directly. He's watching you, Mick. He never stopped. I took a step back. Who? Are you talking about my ex? That's ridiculous. I changed my number, my city, everything. He always knew where you were, Raphael cut in. You think you escaped him, but the truth is, he let you go. That sounded so absurd I almost laughed. But nothing about this was funny. Get out of my apartment. Now. He raised his hands, like he thought I might attack him. I'm not here to hurt you. I'm here to warn you. Tonight, he's coming for you. I heard him on the phone with someone. He said 3 a.m. was just the beginning. My whole body went cold. Literally cold. And why would you be listening to my ex talking to someone? Raphael looked away. And that's when I noticed something. Something small. But devastating. A mark on his neck. Torn skin. Like a scratch from fingernails. Rafa, what did you do? He took a deep breath. I didn't do anything. He did. Because I tried to warn you earlier. I started shaking. And for the first time, I realized Raphael might not be lying. The sun went down. The hours dragged by. And with each minute, my breathing got shorter and tighter. Raphael sat on the couch, facing away from the door, like he was waiting for something I still couldn't understand. Why don't you call the police? I asked. Because it won't make a difference. When he wants something, he always finds a way. I closed the windows, locked the door, turned off every light. And when the clock hit 2:58 a.m., my phone buzzed. A call. The same number from earlier. Raphael stood up fast. Don't answer it, he whispered. But my hands moved on their own. I had to hear it. I lifted the phone to my ear. Hello. This time, the voice came through clearly. Steady. Calm. Too calm. I told you someone there knows you better than you think, Mick. My blood stopped. Raphael grabbed my shoulder. Tense. Rigid. The voice continued. But I don't think you've realized who really betrayed you. My throat went dry. What do you want? On the other end. A low, quiet laugh. I want you to look at him. I slowly turned my head. Raphael was staring at me. Not with concern. Not with fear. With a smile I had never seen before. A smile that wasn't his. Finally, he whispered. Now you remember my voice. I dropped the phone. The voice on the call. It was him. It had been him all along. I took 2 steps back. Rafa. What are you? He moved toward me slowly. I tried to warn you, Mick. I really did. But you didn't get the message. You never do. With every step he took. My mind was imploding. Raphael and my ex. Had met. Had talked. Had planned. You set all this up? No, he tilted his head. I just finished what he started. I tried to understand, tried to breathe, tried to find the door. Why? He inhaled deeply, and his eyes darkened. Because you never learn to stay where you belong. My whole body locked. And then, someone pounded on the door. Hard, violent, urgent. Raphael looked over his shoulder. Annoyed. He got here early. A voice shouted from the hallway. Mick, get away from him. Open the door. Now. It's dangerous. That voice. It wasn't my ex's. It was the building's doorman. He never left the lobby. Never came upstairs. I used that 1 second he was distracted and ran. I locked myself in the bathroom, shaking all over. Raphael slammed on the door, repeating my name. And then, silence. A silence so heavy it felt like it swallowed the air. I heard only one last sentence from him. Quiet, cold. The call wasn't meant to scare you, Mick. It was meant to prepare you. When the police arrived, they saw the front door smashed open by the doorman, the man who saved my life. Raphael was already gone. He disappeared as if he had never entered. He left only one message written on the bathroom mirror, using the steam from the hot shower he turned on before running. You shouldn't run from someone who loves you. It was the same sentence my ex used to say, before he tried to control me, before everything fell apart. And in that moment, I finally understood the call. It wasn't him. It never was. It was Raphael, imitating his voice, copying his mannerisms, repeating old phrases, watching my fears, and using every single one against me. He studied my life, my past, my traumas, and turned all of it into the perfect trap. The doorman told me later. Raphael had been seen around the building for days. And the mark on his neck. It wasn't from an attack. He did it to himself. Just to look like a victim. The call. The messages. The fake clues. All of it was part of a psychological game. And I was the target. It's been 3 nights now that I sleep with the lights on. 3 nights without answering my phone after midnight. 3 nights repeating the same question. What if he tries again? The police are looking for him. But the truth is, when someone knows everything about you, your fear, your habits, your past, running isn't that simple. So if you're listening to this, learn from my story. Sometimes, the voice that comes back at 3 a.m. isn't from the past. It's the danger you let into your present. If you want more stories like this, subscribe to the channel. Because there's a lot I still haven't had the courage to share. And some are even worse than this one.